Kai returned to kook, a place where every small moment can turn into a major conversation. That night, what should have been a routine stage performance instead presented something completely unexpected. Without any special announcement, without a clear script, the interaction between Lu Yuning and Song Zuer suddenly captured the attention of the entire audience, both in attendance and on screen. From the moment they appeared on stage, the atmosphere felt different. Lu Yuning strutted with her signature charisma, while Song Zuer appeared graceful with a serene smile. But beneath that calm, observant fans began to sense a subtle tension that was hard to describe, as if there was an untold story between the two. The first moment that left fans speechless was when their eyes met for a moment longer than usual. It wasn't just a brief, formal glance on stage, but a meaningful moment. The moment seemed to drag, and many viewers admitted to feeling goosebumps. Lu Yuning, known for her laid-back demeanor, appeared slightly surprised, but didn't avert her gaze. Song Zuer didn't shy away either. Instead, she returned the gaze with a gentle yet firm expression. That's when fans began to quietly scream, realizing they were witnessing something rare. The interaction didn't stop at eye contact. When they spoke, their response times seemed perfectly in sync. It was as if they already knew when to speak, when to remain silent, and when to smile. This natural synchronicity led many to wonder if it was mere coincidence or the result of a deeper chemistry. On social media, a short clip of the moment spread like wildfire. Fans replayed the video countless times, noticing small details they might have missed the first time around. The way Lu Yuning tilted her body slightly towards Song Zuer, or the way Song Zuer smiled slightly upon hearing Lu Yuning's voice. Some fans even called the moment a talking silence. There was no overt physical contact, no explicit romantic dialogue, but it was precisely that simplicity that made it powerful. The brief silence between them spoke louder than 1,000 words. The camera's focus capturing their facial expressions further accentuated the atmosphere. Lu Yuning's eyes lit up, while Song Zuer appeared to be holding back a barely concealed smile. This natural reaction made many viewers feel that what they were seeing was genuine, not just stage acting. It wasn't long before hashtags related to their names were trending. Comments poured in, ranging from shock to excitement to analysis of every second of their interaction. That night, the conversation about the event seemed to center on one point: Lu Yuning and Song Zuer. What made this moment even more captivating was its unexpectedness. No one came expecting to see such a deep interaction. That's precisely why it felt so powerful. Fans felt as if they'd discovered a secret story that hadn't been planned for the show. Several viewers who were present at the event said the atmosphere in the room changed drastically. The initial cheers slowly subsided, replaced by a rapt silence. All eyes were fixed on the stage, afraid to miss a single second of the interaction. After the event, the conversation about the moment didn't subside. In fact, it only intensified. Analysis videos, fan reactions, and compilations of different camera angles began to emerge. Everyone has their own interpretation of what actually happened. Some see it as a sign of a very strong professional closeness. Others believe that such chemistry couldn't possibly exist without some kind of emotional connection. Whatever the conclusion, one thing is certain: the moment touched many people's emotions. Lu Yuning and Song Zuer themselves offered no explanation afterward. This silence only further fueled curiosity. Without clarification, fans were free to interpret, and imaginations ran wild. In an entertainment world full of planned events, spontaneous moments like this felt especially precious. They reminded us that sometimes magic happens when nothing is expected. A single look, a single smile, can leave a far stronger impression than a grandiose performance. Upon closer inspection, the power of this moment lies in the unspoken details. Amidst the dazzling stage lights and camera flashes, Lu Yuning and Song Zuer seemed to be in their own little space. The expressions they displayed weren't contrived, but rather spontaneous reactions that were difficult to manipulate, and that's what made them feel so real. Many fans noticed how their body language spoke more truthfully than words. The way Lu Yuning held her breath slightly before speaking, or the way Zuer nodded slowly as if understanding what she meant without the need for a lengthy explanation. These subtle details became the subject of heated discussions that continued for hours after the show ended. Interestingly, the moment also evoked a sense of nostalgia for some viewers. Some fans said the interaction reminded them of scenes from classic romantic dramas, where emotions build slowly, without excessive dialogue. Awkward, warm, and meaningful feelings mingled together in a matter of seconds. Behind the scenes, many wondered what the atmosphere between them was like before they went on stage. Was there a brief exchange that sparked that chemistry, or did it all flow naturally in front of the audience? These questions continued to swirl in fans' minds, adding a layer of mystery that made the moment even more compelling. The audience's reactions, captured on camera, were equally captivating. Some were frozen in disbelief, while others covered their mouths as if holding back a scream. This wasn't simply a reaction to the performance, but rather an emotional response to something so heartfelt and touching. Over time, this moment began to be considered one of the show's most iconic highlights. Even those who hadn't previously followed Lu Yuning or Zuer closely became curious and sought out the details. From one brief interaction, a new wave of interest spread across a wide audience. What made it all the more powerful was the fact that there was no attempt to prolong or rehash the moment. Afterward, the show proceeded as usual, as if what had just happened were simple. But it was precisely that simplicity that made it so vivid in the audience's memories. For the kook channel, this moment was a perfect example of how small details can become major highlights. Not because of over-the-top hype, but because of genuine emotion. These are the kinds of moments that make fans fall in love again and again. When we rewatch Lu Yuning and Zuer's interaction, perhaps we don't just see two stars on stage. We see meaningful silences, wordless communication, and a chemistry that's hard to explain yet easy to feel. And perhaps that's why fans are speechless. Because amidst the hustle and bustle of the entertainment world, they're witnessing something that feels honest, simple, and so human. So, make sure you watch this video until the end. Pay attention to every little detail you might have missed, and see for yourself why this moment is trending everywhere. See you in the next exciting discussion, only on kook.